cool light display. The White Settlement Police Department activated their emergency lights and made them.
Wednesday morning, White Settlement Police launched an Officer on the School Bus enforcement initiative.
We know that it's that time of year. Families get together.
White Settlement Police Chief Chris Cook says they'll have more officers on main roads this holiday weekend.
White Settlement Chief Christopher Cook says he's received calls from parents asking about their training.
They're going to run towards danger.
White Settlement Police arrested a motorcyclist for evading officers after a short chase yesterday.
Hi there. Well, if you are driving through White Settlement and you have outstanding felony warrants, the chances are greatly increasing. Police will spot you.
Thanks. Well, police in the Fort Worth suburb of White Settlement believe a serial burglar is targeting businesses. Fox 4's Sean Rabb has more in this week's Trackdown.
We are in White Settlement today with Chief Christopher Cook.
Over the weekend, 2 cops in White Settlement got in a foot chase with this suspect who took off after the officers tried pulling him over for driving a stolen
White Settlement police received several 911 calls about a man walking down the street waving a machete.
Hey, stop! Police!
Yeah, it happened this week in White Settlement. Officers heard the sound of a drill, spotted a jacked-up SUV and a man running off. Police caught up with him on a neighbor's porch. He's charged with felony theft.
Police in White Settlement are thanking a good Samaritan who was in the right place at the right time.
Today marks 20 years since police captain George Monet was shot and killed in the line of duty. It is First Responder Appreciation Day. The White Settlement Police Department sharing these pictures on Facebook. Several of our local police and firefighters were honored at the Texas Rangers baseball game earlier.
Check this out. Police in White Settlement found this pickup truck that had been reported as stolen more than a year ago out of Hearst. What gave it away? Paper tags.
The agreement in Tarrant County will allow White Settlement and Lake Worth police officers to work within the borders of Fort Worth.
The White Settlement Police Department is honoring Lockheed Martin. The company has been manufacturing aircrafts at its plant for 80 years. The city commissioned a commemorative police badge. And
White Settlement Police posted this on Twitter saying, quote, just finished working a 12-hour shift in Sansum Park for their team so they could be at the hospital overnight.
Hey, welcome back. So I had an interesting time Saturday evening. I emceed the firefighter banquet in White Settlement. So I started off the banquet and I told the crowd why my wife and I appreciate firefighters so much.
Officers in the Fort Worth suburb of White Settlement found more than they expected when they went to check on someone sleeping in a car. White Settlement police released dash camera footage this week of the encounter. As an officer approached the car, he spotted...
It's hard for police to locate that car later.
It's so unfortunate when we have these suspects that put all of our families at risk because they engage in violent crimes or they run from the police with these paper tags. We've got to do something.
Police in suburban Fort Worth chased down and arrested a man they say was driving a stolen car.
A dash and body cam video shows yesterday's chase in White Settlement.
According to White Settlement Police Chief Christopher Cook, thieves stole $38,000 in.
White Settlement Police will now have tools to open doors in emergency situations. The tactical breaching tool will be mounted.
The preliminary information that we have is that it appeared this man was in distress, some type of distress. They did not know, number one, why he was trying to gain access. We talk about this all the time. These are preventable. We beg people to not get behind the wheel when they've had something to drink because it can alter your ability to operate a vehicle. And you see that here.
Children.
We've caught a murder suspect out of Fort Worth. We have caught aggravated assault warrants with firearms that are first-degree felonies up to life in prison. We have recovered about 24 different stolen vehicles in the last 4 months. We believe there was at least 2 rifles involved, maybe only 1 rifle fired. 4 rounds, we know for sure. 1 round struck this team.
White Settlement police closed off access roads around the crash site. It's an emergency call they train for.
Anytime you get a call like that, your heart kind of sinks. You want to get here as fast as you can. We didn't notice any smoke, anything like that as we arrived on scene.
I got a damage report for you.
Okay, go ahead, Doug.
Yeah, Christopher Cook, who is the chief of police for White Settlement Police Department, tweeting out a few photos here, a couple of major trees. These look like 40, 50 footers almost here. And here's the problem. They're leaning into the power poles and the lines, obviously. So there goes one hot mess when it comes to the power. And then there's, we got a business in the 1500 block of South Cherry, he says. Look at the top. See the framing?